What's up, guys? It's not H2O, but Johnny Gat, and it's Johnny Gat here, and I'm gonna be playing a game while I'm having the video up, and I hope you like this. It's one of my favorite videos I have that I put on my channel, my other channel. And if you ask, I only have 2 channels, so yeah. So I have this video, and it was funny, and it reminded me from when I was little, where I used to always get in trouble because my dumb teachers. And yeah. And if my teachers are watching this, forget you. I hate you, teachers. I will find you, and I will kill you for what you did. And let's do this. Play it.
Planet Dawn.
And what's up, guys? Alright, so this is the video.
Teachers who lie about farting to condescending substitute teachers. The Planet Dawn crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about the worst teachers ever. I'm Danger Dolan, and today I'll be
And subscribe to Planet Dawn.
Number 10 was submitted by Gusto. The worst teacher Tolop ever had was in year 7. She'd find the smallest excuse, from dropping paper on the floor to sneezing, just to tell students off. So one lesson, while he was doing some silent reading, he was sent to the front desk because he was whispering to his friend about the diagram of a penis in a book. About 2 minutes
that's
passed
nasty.
and the class was completely quiet. His teacher then let out the loudest fart he's ever heard, and the whole class went into hysterics. Tolop then says, "Oh, that stinks," and the teacher gave him the death stare, only to reply, "Well, maybe you should have gone to the toilet before farting," essentially blaming Tolop for the fart. He then got mad at the teacher for embarrassing him, and he was given a 2-day detention at lunch for talking back to an adult. Number 9 was submitted by King Veteran. The worst teacher Pringle had was incredibly mean and always screamed when they did the smallest things wrong. She made Pringle and his classmates do really hard projects, like making them memorize a 3-page script in 1 week and then read out the script in front of the whole class. If they failed, the teacher would hit them on the head or in the stomach with a giant wooden ruler. If she didn't have a ruler, she would twist their ears until they turned red. She ended up getting fired because she twisted the ear of one of his classmates so hard that she ripped a little bit of skin under the ear until it bled. All this because he forgot his notebook. Number 8 was submitted by Shadow the Bro. In 3rd grade, Doopy had a teacher who hated her job and took her anger out in the class, usually aimed her rage at the students. One day, she told them to read a book and write a 2-page report on it. The whole class all worked hard on the assignment, so when Doopy got a grade back, the teacher had given her 0% and said she never turned it in, even though she definitely did. The teacher then called in Doopy's parents for a meeting, told them that all she did in class was fool around and talk to other students. As she went to get a binder out of her desk, a small folder dropped out, and when her parents looked at it, they realized it was Doopy's folder, the same one that she had used to turn in her assignment. Her parents told the principal, the teacher got fired, and her grade was fixed. Serves you right, you bitch. Number 7 was submitted by Cyberus Fang. Emoji went to a Catholic school, and in 1st grade she had a teacher who she suspected might actually be a witch. She had brought a new pencil box filled with everything she needed for the year, and on the 2nd day the teacher took it and threw it out because she was using a colored pencil on an assignment. The horror. A few days later she made an emoji stand in the trash when she asked for a pencil from her friend Pandora. Get this, every year she actually dressed like a witch for Halloween. Coincidence? Nah, confirmed witch. Number 6 was submitted by Grumpy Cat 625. The worst teacher Ghost Toast ever had would be his reading teacher in 3rd grade. She wouldn't let him get up to go to the bathroom or even sharpen his pencil. She was a fast talker and sometimes he couldn't understand her. So one day he dared to ask her to repeat a question and she yelled, "I already told you what to do, so do it! I don't need to repeat myself, so get to work and stay quiet." So he said, but I need, and she cut him off by saying, "Go to the principal's office." Later that day, when it it was time to go home, he accidentally left his book in the classroom. He went back to get it, and when he walked in, she just yelled, "Get your ass out of this room!" Ghost Toes grabbed his book and ran all the way home. Number 5 was submitted by Bunnies and Death. Sweet Commander was a military kid, so he was constantly moving schools. When he was around 5 or 6 years old, he went to a brand new school. One day, his head started itching. He scratched it, but the teacher saw him and forced him to stand in front of the entire class while she looked for lice. The other students called him Bug Bite for 3 months until he eventually moved to a new place. Number 4 was submitted by Game Link Reviews. Melissa was a really good student, but she had a substitute teacher who was super rude to even the kindest and hard-working students. One day, she suspected Melissa was chewing gum. Clearly, she wasn't. This teacher didn't care. She walked right over to her, leaned in close, and screamed, "Are you chewing gum in my classroom?" Melissa, of course, tried to deny the false accusation, but the teacher just wouldn't listen. Usually in this situation, ordinary teachers would give that student attention. But this woman was not an ordinary teacher. No, she felt it was necessary to stick her finger inside Melissa's mouth, dig around for a full 30 uncomfortable seconds, trying to find gum that wasn't even there. Melissa's parents called the school to complain, but the principal simply shrugged it off and said, "She had a right to search her if she suspected that the student had gum." Number 3 was submitted by Fijalini 786. Gooby also had a terrible substitute teacher. They were speaking about tongue twisters, and because Gooby doesn't speak, she couldn't say 7 silly sausages. She started to shout at her, saying she was just trying to annoy her and trying to be a rebel. The entire class was shouting at the teacher, saying, "Gooby doesn't talk." 1 month later, the teacher came back and got angry, calling one kid a manipulative little freak that fakes having diabetes so he can have fizzy drinks and other sweets in school. Surprisingly, she wasn't fired. Number 2 was submitted by Flower Mist 7432. One time, Slaptam and his brother were in the same class together. Not only are they brothers, but they have the same birthmark and can talk German. One day, they had a substitute teacher, and when he saw them, he immediately called them Dipshit 1 and Dipshit 2.
Oh, that just
They were
messed
only in
up.
the 5th grade at the time. The teacher eventually got fired and was not allowed to step foot on the property. 1 year later, Slaptam found him working at a fries store at the counter. So what's the worst teacher I've ever had to deal with? Well, there was this one time where I was being just a giant cunt in class like usual. I was chewing the end of my pen, and unfortunately, this time it happened to explode in my mouth, and ink went all over the roof of my mouth, all over my tongue. It was unsalvageable. And so my friend next to me was like, dude, get some water, now. And so I stood up, and I went to walk out of the classroom. The teacher, at the last second before I got out, she said, Dolan, hold up. Where are you going? And I turned to her, and I was like, And she was like, no, I haven't given you clearance to leave the class yet. Sit back down.
What a world.
So me, with my fucking mouth filled with ink, probably dying from poisoning, sat my ass back down in the chair, and I stared at her, like, this is how I die? Because of this bitch? She won't let me leave the room to fucking wash my mouth out. So I sat there for, I think, about 5 minutes. At this point, I'm fucking worried now. I think I am going to die. I was like 9 or 10 at the time. This shit was real, alright? This is too much for me. And then eventually, once the teacher came closer, looked at me and kind of realized, oh shit, I better actually deal with this or I will be fired. She reluctantly said, okay, you've learned your lesson now. You can leave the classroom and go wash your mouth out. And all I'm thinking in my head is, this bitch, right? This bitch, I'm gonna fucking hunt you down, right? After class, right? I may cut your brakes. I can't even remember the teacher's name. Every time I think of her face, I just want to projectile vomit for a bit. Anyway, thanks everyone for...
Guys, I think the word... Okay, so, I guess it was this one time, and I was like a good kid. Like, I never said anything to a teacher. I wouldn't say nothing. Mouth closed, quiet, every single time. And yeah, I was fooling around sometimes, but I wouldn't, you know, do that much. And I was in class. And when I was in class, my teacher name was Miss Sheely. And I wasn't really good at social studies. Like, I love social studies. Without a doubt, I would do anything to be in the class, like always be in the class for social studies. And this was in 4th grade. And she was that type of teacher that you really want to hit sometimes. So we was learning about Native Americans, and you know, I'm part Native American, and I put a couple things wrong. So she had me stand up in class, right? Say what I put, had the whole entire class laughing at me, and I looked at that lady. I looked like I gave her that death stare, like, man, you gonna pay what you did. So she made me sit right by her, right? And she put it in deep scream, and showed everybody the parts I messed up at, and called me an idiot. So I went to the principal office, and she didn't do nothing, but ever since that day, whenever I used to see her in the hallway, I used to give her that death stare every single day. When everybody hugged her, like when the whole entire class hugged her, I always gave her that death stare. Like, I never liked that teacher, no matter what. Like, I'd be like, Miss Sheely, and she'd be like, that's my name, don't wear it out, like a sarcastic type of way, even when I need her. And she gonna be like, do it yourself, Gary. You can't make people do stuff that you want. And I looked at it like, okay, alright. Thanks guys for watching my videos, and peace.